Look at that. Now it works. I think I've figured out. I think my other apps running in the background are stopping me from getting a stream. I could be wrong. Or the people in control, the powers that be, have decided, welcome to the NS of A. No, I don't think they care about little old me talking about what I feel. I gotta tell you, it's kind of weird what's going on when you don't have all of the information on a subject. You can't know the reasons why things happen. So I don't know the reasons why things are happening. I do know what's going to happen next, and that's going to be crazy. Not good, kind of crazy. Where do you start? Everything's going on, man. They funded the wall. We're pulling out of Syria. General Mad Dog Mattis is resigning. He put a letter up on Twitter about why. I've read it. I'm familiar with it. It's just kind of a weird situation. There's a whole group of people called the YPJ that are in towns like Kobani, Afrin, Jazish, other towns, Kamishli. I guess you probably heard about Tel Tama. It was destroyed by ISIS, but they were run out of there. But then see, all the people that ISIS is controlling these areas, they're killing them all, and they're not discriminatory. Men, women, children, doesn't matter. They cut heads off people and post selfies on the internet about it. So they want a one world caliphate of their Muslim extremist regime, and they're not going to stop over there. They want to be over here also. But we were over there. It's a mixed bag. I mean, you want to. They call themselves ISIS, or we call them ISIS, but then then they wanted to say, no, don't call them ISIS, because that might hurt their feelings, because there's a Egyptian goddess Isis, and then there's other things called ISIS. They didn't like that, and so we're calling them ISIL after that. No, we're calling them, they're ISIS. So if it pisses them off, call them that. So they call themselves the Daesh. So the Daesh took over a bunch of cities and have pushed themselves all the way into Syria, and of course we wanted a regime change there. We talked about it on the news. It's already up, been up. That's what we wanted the end result to be. Russia trades with Syria. They sell them armaments like the Su-300 that is good if you've got an invading flock of geese. It'll take them right out. That's about what it's good for. Su-400, we've seen what happened with that. They had American ships and Russian ships, and American, French, and I want to say, I'm not sure who the other one was. And they sent a barrage of missiles towards this one place that they said some chemical weapons came out of and was hurting their own people. And a lot of them made it through and took out these little concrete covered things and all, and then the Russians wanted to play it off like it's no big deal. And then We said, we didn't say anything. The point is, they got through. So the Su-400, they sell those type of missile defense systems to Syria. So once you understand that Russia has a trade agreement with them, that's where they make most of their money now, is selling arms. They export those. Then you'll understand that they like Assad being in charge of Syria because he's the one that signed the agreement with them to trade. And Assad asked for their help. So they're there to help Assad to free his country of these ISIS or Daesh or ISIL or whatever you want to call them. Taliban rebooted, 2.0, whatever. So those people that are in there, we were fighting them. We were more strategic with what we were doing. We were a lot more tactful. We were trying to save civilian lives, and now we're leaving. So what will happen? Not a question of if or even really when. When our last American boot is off the ground, they've probably already sent in, for recon, Spetsnaz, whatever you want to call it, to do the info that they need to know exactly which towns are what. Those towns are gone. Those towns are going to be wiped off the map. And while their defense systems are not that good, their dirty bombs are effective. And that's a bad kind of an effective, because they are indiscriminate. So basically whatever Assad asks Russia to do, Russia's going to go in there and they're going to say, okay, we're going to do it our way. They've even asked us. They've said, tell us, where they're at, give us the coordinates and we'll take them out. They've asked us on several occasions. So what's going to happen is when we finally are out of Syria, there will be a few less cities in Syria. You can wipe them off, go ahead and mark them off your map. They're going to be gone, because that's how Russia takes care of stuff. And it will kill all of ISIS. So truthfully, when Trump says ISIS has been, destroyed, there's some cities that have come back from that, and some of even the YPJ women that are fighting for their, see, that's a whole nother story, I'll get into that in a second, but the women who were fighting so that they didn't be taken as slaves. What's up, cows, OG? So the women that were fighting, some of them have now even moved into roles of people who are administrative over towns that they have now recaptured. They're trying to keep, as a normal community. But then Turkey may come and invade the eastern part of Syria and kill all of the Kurds. We don't know, or I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping that there's some kind of an agreement with our pullout that says those are protected people. Turkey, the president of Turkey, or ruler of Turkey, whatever you want to call him, he hates them. He wants to kill all of them, because there's 3 different groups that are the Kurds, of the military branch of the Kurds. One is the PKK, which is similar to, they've actually called them almost like a terrorist group. They're similar to what the IRA was in Ireland, the Irish Republican Army. They, in their tactics, it's not good. They'll go and throw grenades and stuff at police officers in Turkey, and they'll go and shoot up vehicles in Turkey and then run back across the border or wherever they run to. That's bad. That's what the PKK does. The YPG is primarily self-defense of their area, and those are men. But the group of YPJ is a bunch of women who have been taught and come to the realization that because their neighboring cities have fallen to ISIS and have all been killed, cut their heads off, and the bodies are left in the streets, and they go to see their friends and family in that town, and the whole place is dead, and they have to bury them. They've seen that they'll either be taken as slaves, treated very, very badly as women, made to even marry, or just be killed after they are treated badly. I'm gonna say that. And one woman was mutilated. They want to say that was from Turkey. That's Barin Kobani, BarinkoBani. If you want to look her up and look up that story, they put a video up of what they did to her. That's not good. So going further from there, though, going back to ISIS, because they think Turkey did that, ISIS side of things, the YPJ are a bunch of 14, 15-year-olds that lied about their age, or 15, 16-year-olds. Once they turn 16, they can join that group. They're armed. They go to the front lines and fight ISIS, and they know that if they're taken, that they'll be, I'll say, treated badly, and so they have a suicide pact that they'll kill themselves before they'll let themselves be taken as hostage by ISIS. So what will happen, what absolutely will happen is, since we pulled out, I hope that they're protected. No one, I don't know, because I've not been given any information. Nobody's given it. We just know we're pulling out, and I don't know exactly the timeline or how fast, or if they're going to a different position or what. The thing is, though, that we are leaving Syria, and Russia will kill everything that moves. That's going to happen. So all those towns, now not the Kurdish cities that are not in control by ISIS, or you could call them Daesh, or you could call them, ISIL, whatever. Just the cities and towns that are controlled by those by ISIS, they're gone, and it's going to be dirty. It's going to be bad, and we were a lot more tactful, and so. You don't just, in taking back those cities, he's going to do it for, Russia's going to do it for the leader of Syria, and they're going to continue to trade arms with him. So that's what's going to happen, and Russia's going to get rich off of it, and they'll have more money to do other things with. May or may not be good. Assad's going to stay in power, and basically a lot of people are going to die in big towns and cities. I see I got thumbs up, thank you, and I'm seeing some people coming to the room. I'm just chilling talking about this because I'm confused about being pulled out of Syria, but I'm sure I hope there's a bigger deal behind it. I hope it's not just a bigger idea, but that there's a deal to protect the Kurds, the YPG, YPJ, and the PKK, all of them, from Turkey, from Syria, from Russia. I think that Russia likes the idea of the Kurds and what they're trying to do, and they're not overrun by ISIS. I think Russia would protect them. That sounds crazy. They're getting their AKs from somewhere. They're getting their Russia style. If you look at the camouflage, always look at the camouflage, people. Always look at what they're wearing. Always. That's Russian camo. I'm telling you, they're being trained, and they're getting help from us and from Russia. I believe that's the Kurds. That would be in like Kobani. You can just look that town up. Afrin, I want to say. Afrin. I want to say that Kobani is a town. So. Yeah, there's a lot going on. We did, like I said, I can't even get my head past that. And General Mattis is resigning because he feels like someone needs to be more aligned with Trump, and that's fine. He put that up on Twitter. That's been put out. That's not, none of this is really opinion, but I'm gonna call it opinion. So the opinion part would be the part where Russia's going to go in and do what Russia does, which is dirty bomb, carpet bomb, and get rid of ISIS in that way. And there's going to be collateral damage, massive collateral damage because of it. But there won't be no more ISIS. So ISIS is gone out of Syria anyways. They're still going to be in other countries. But so the end result will be ISIS will be gone, but also a lot of people will be gone. So there you go. Going from that, though, the border wall got funded. Just so I'm gonna say this. There's a quote by General Mattis. I'll go ahead and tell you it's from him. I was gonna wait and say it and then say who said it, but it's General Mattis's quote, one of his more well-known things that he has said. he said, and this is a bad paraphrasing, I'm not going to get this right, I'm sure of it, but he said war isn't over just because you say it's over. You can declare it over. You might quit fighting, but the enemy still gets a vote. So I'm gonna put that out there. So whether this is, man, I hope that, like I said, the Kurds have actually, the ones in that town, they've actually went into the streets and had almost like what you would call like a parade or something against us pulling out. They don't want us to leave because they know they've been, you know, fighting with us and all this stuff, and they thought they would have protection and stuff. That's kind of it's all a slippery slope. So, but getting off of that, because that's up to what Turkey does to them. It's up to how much Assad actually wants Russia to do, because Russia's just going to do it. They just do it. That's what they do. You go to a place where they've been, it's like bouncing rubble off rubble if you try to go in there, because it's gone. So it just is what it is. So going from there to the border wall, they got the funding for the border wall. There's also another guy who has a GoFundMe account, and it's now past, man, I put up that it was like it over 2 million. I think it's 3 million now. I don't know. So that's going to happen, and that will protect us. That'd be a first step towards protecting us, is the wall. That's the first step. And then man, there's a lot going on right now. It's hard to know where to start, but General Mattis leaves in February. He's leaving. We'll have to get another replacement for him, and yeah, it's really weird. I don't know if those deployed people are going to go somewhere else, but it's good to bring our people home. It's good to bring our troops home. That's always good. I just hope there's some kind of a deal to protect the people that we were protecting. And then it's going to go good between us and Russia that we're leaving, because that's what they wanted. They did, you know, it escalates things when you have that. I'm getting back into that again, but when you have Russia that's aligned and trading with Syria, and then we go up there like, and it looks bad, almost like we're going to invade or something. It is Russia's job to protect the people that they trade with, that they have an agreement that they'll protect if they ever need to be. So it's, you know, it was a slippery slope anyways. But it de-escalates. It drops down tensions and all that for us to leave. It's just kind of, it's sudden. I think people don't understand that sometimes things have to be sudden, I guess. Even me, and I don't know all the details, so no one can know why, but it's probably for a better, greater plan. But anyways, like I said, I hope you can Google. I'll put a link up to the YPJ, one of their videos that they've had. They've been interviewed by 60 Minutes people, and all kinds of people have been embedded with them and seen where they're fighting. And they've said, no, look, there's ISIS in that town. They've came up and overran this little place, and then we had to come back and fight it, and now we're here again fighting to make sure they don't get across that, you know, that hill. And they have a protective moat around their town of water that they try to fight them off with. It's kind of crazy, but they will take those women, and it will be bad, you know, if they take a town, and they've done it several towns. So even though they've been run out of those towns, it's not safe for them to be there very long anymore. So these are places that used to be really nice, people used to live in. Other than that, it's been raining, weather's changing up, the flag's still flying. I got a pretty good view of that. And I can only hope that it's not because of a greater threat or anything like that. I'm thinking our people are going to come home, but they may be. I mean, who wants to bring up Darfur, right? Raise your hand if you think that maybe we should be defending those people. But anyway, yeah, Darfur is a bunch of people that ran away from their country, of merry band of idiots that have come in there with machetes and tried to hurt them people, and they can't even go look for firewood. Look up Darfur. It's spelled D-A-R-F-U-R. If you believe in humanitarian rights and taking care of people and helping people out, you'll have a pretty good understanding that those groups that they're ethnic groups that just wanted to live as a community in different places. They all wound up in a almost like a what kind of a camp? It's, you can't call it a concentration camp. It's like a oh, I don't know, a migrant camp, if you call it that. But it's they're being helped out by some aid places, but they have to go out for firewood, and when the women leave the walls of that area, they're attacked by these piece of crap people that are out there just wanting to hurt them, okay, for no reason. So women can't, they know they have to go get the firewood, the other side knows they have to go get the firewood, and they go, it's ridiculous, it's ridiculous. So and they have no protection. They don't need aid groups in there. They need turrets, they need ramparts, they need a good perimeter, and they need drones in the air and people watching from satellite. They need people that are ready to, you know, to help defend them, armed people. Yeah, who knows, maybe we'll go there. But in the meantime, I'm doing my job. Hope everybody's doing their job, and the flag still flies. So don't believe me? Check it out. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do with that. That's a better view. Anyways, how about that? There we go. So every morning I make sure I'm facing that. That's your first tweet of the day, is the flag, or post. That, hey, it's a post. So if you want to know what's going on, it can't be so bad that that's not flying. That's how I wake up. And if it's at half-mast, someone passed away. If it's down, you got issues. You got issues. So before I stop at night, I make sure they're flying the flag, and in the morning when I wake up, I take a peek out and I say, hey, it's gonna be all right. You see that? A lot of people fought and died for that to go up there. They're still fighting and dying. So we've been in wars that people just think, you know, they've forgotten about or whatever. We're still at war in countries, and so our people coming home is a good thing. I just can hope that it all works out for the best. You know, you got to be optimistic, no doubt. Y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. I just wanted to put my thoughts out there. It's really an odd thing, and I guess I wish General Mattis the best for whatever he's doing after this, if he goes into retirement or something else. And hopefully there's an agreement or something behind it all that we don't know about, and I don't have to know about it. We don't have to know about it as long as it works out. Y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. The wall is funded. By the way, did I say the wall is funded? It went through, because he didn't want to sign up. Trump wasn't going to sign a bill that they wanted unless they did it, and so they had to. That's awesome. But that's a first step towards stopping everything that's going on that puts us in danger from our border. That's to keep everybody safe, whoever you are. If you're in this country, you see that flag, we all fall under that flag. Stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. I'm gonna get down the road, and hopefully everything goes for the best. That's all I got. I'm out. Peace.